here. I should have all on there.
It's okay. Nancy, you're about to go live, baby, okay?
With all of it on there. There's be a
Nancy, I'll put you live in just a second.
Good morning. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Eugene. My name is Nancy Fisher, and it is my honor and privilege to lead you in a meditation this morning. So if you will just breathe, take a deep breath in and release, and another. And one more. In the infinity of life where I am, all is perfect, even in its imperfection. As I sit here this morning, breathing gently, I feel the breath going to the tips of my fingers and the tips of my toes. I breathe in again, feeling that breath moving all through my body. And now I picture that breath with a golden light. And as I breathe in that golden light to every part of my body, to every organ, to every tissue, to every cell. Golden light permeating my body. I am in exactly my right place this morning. There's a quotation from Rumi that says, "Silence is the language of God." All else is a poor translation. It seems that in the midst of this pandemic, we seem to have forgotten silence. And it has been imposed upon us, and we don't like it. And I offer to you the fact that we are being offered this gift of silence. The validation of social interaction has its place, but I don't need it. Right here, right now, I am enough. I am enough. Breathing in this golden light to every part of my body, my brain, my heart. I create with every thought I think, every word I speak. I choose now what it is I wish to create. When I am content and calm in my own space, the circumstances don't matter. I can be calm. I can be at peace, no matter what is going on around me. I choose this calm now. I choose this peace now. We believe that heaven is within us, and we experience it to the degree that we are conscious of it and recognize it. I now recognize heaven within me. I breathe this golden breath. And I know that all is well. All is well in my world. All is well in my heart. Be still and know that all is well. I invite you to take just a few moments and be still with this knowledge that heaven is inside, right here, right now. Feel this, know this for yourself. And take a few moments to contemplate this and to be in awe that you can contemplate your own existence. Be still and know that I am God. I allow myself ease of knowing this truth that all is well in my world. I take each moment as it comes and breathe grace. Knowing that within me is here for me to hear anytime I remember it.
Good morning and welcome to Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Linda Finley and I am the spiritual leader here at the Center for Spiritual Living in Eugene. I'm delighted you could join us today. Centers for Spiritual Living is a New Thought spiritual community. That means we are part of a larger organization known as the Centers for Spiritual Living, and a denomination known as New Thought, which springs out of Ralph Waldo Emerson and the Transcendental Movement. We have cousins all over the world. Our mission here is to inspire minds, open hearts, and empower lives using the principles of our teaching, the science of mind, because we know spiritually empowered people live richer and fuller lives. And our entire vision is to create a world that works for everyone. So we welcome you in this new way of being on online community.
Can you mute your phone? Is your phone muted?
And we're getting some feedback, so I'm not quite sure what's happening. I know I'm hearing, I don't know if is there reverb on this by any chance?
Yeah, there is.
No reverb on this mic.
Oh.
No reverb on the speaker's mic, yeah. So we're still working out the details, as you can see. We're in the middle of the month of August. It's hard for me to believe it's already the third of the way through August. Tomorrow is the 10th. And we're in the month of discussing the theme of inclusion in action, which means how do we increase and include everyone in the in our teaching, in our world, in our life, in everything. Because there is no reason to exclude others. We don't believe that there is an other. In our Declaration of Principles, we are going through them once a month, or once a week, and reading one. And this week is number 6, and that principle is unity of all life. We believe in the unity of all life, and that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. God is all there is. God is the creator and the creation. We experience God to the degree that we are open to experiencing God. In other words, God doesn't force himself on us, force itself on us. God is simply there for us to experience when we open to it. So I've heard it likened to an old-fashioned wagon wheel with a hub and spokes. And at the center is God. At the center is all there is. And God experiences itself in the world as the spokes in the wheel. And each of us is one of those spokes. And the closer we are to the center, the more alike we are to the oneness. And the more we move out to the rim, the more we exhibit our separation, our separate parts of ourselves. We need to be out there to create the rim of the wheel so the vehicle can move. But at heart, back at the center, it's still all one of us, no matter how differently we may look out at the rim of the wheel. So the outermost God, the innermost God is still all. I would like to invite our practitioner of the day, Nancy Fisher, who did that beautiful meditation before we started, to come back now and do a treatment to set the tone for today's message.
And I'm happy to do that. I'm going to speak this word in the first person because there's really only one of us here. As we're all in our own homes, we're all in our own spaces, we are all in God. And so right here, right now, I know that I live in the infinity of life that is God, the infinity of life that is all there is. That one life is omnipresent. That means it is everywhere. The farthest most star in the universe, the closest cell in my heart, it is equally present everywhere. So I remember that I allow this one to express as me. I get out of my way and allow the one to be the one life as me. What a joy. What a joy. And I bring my full attention today to this service, to the ideas, the words, the music, the vibration of consciousness that simply unfolds in this service. I bring my complete attention to it. I put my coffee down. I pay attention to this time together, feeling the connection with everyone watching this, participating in this service. I am here, complete. And I am so grateful for everything that I get from this service, for everything that I feel a connection to. I am better for having listened to this service, for having watched this service, for having been part of this service. My life runs just a little smoother. Life is just a little easier. There is grace and ease as I go through my days. I release this word to the powerful, creative, limitless law that is infinite mind. Knowing this law takes direction from my word, and it is done as I say. And so it is.
And so it is. And And thank you, Nancy. Thank you so much for that beautiful treatment, that beautiful meditation, and this beautiful altar that you created for us this last week. This is quite lovely. I so appreciate the work that people do behind the scenes. Oh, so each month we have an affirmation that we share, that we talk about, and they're going to be bringing that up on the screen, and I will read it through once so that you can just listen to it, and if you want to keep your eyes open and read it to yourself as I am reading it, that's fine. And then together the second time, if you are comfortable in your own home, wherever you are doing this, read it aloud with me. But for now, just listen. Oneness has never meant sameness. So when I see what appears to be different, I am being invited to embrace it and learn from it. Inclusion is the nature of God. And now together, oneness has never meant sameness. So when I see what appears to be different, I am being invited to embrace it and learn from it. Inclusion is the nature of God. This is, I think, one of the hardest parts of our teaching for us to really grasp and hold on to, is that if God is all there is, if there is this one energy and one intelligence that created everything out of itself, then everything is connected. Every single thing is infinitely connected, even if it appears to be the exact polar opposite of me. It is still comes from the same source as I do and is still part of me as well. We're going to be exploring that a lot more today. I am really delighted. We have a recording today from our very dear friend, Gary Lynn Floyd, who is part of our conference, which we'll not be having this year. We'll be doing it, we're taking this year's conference and moving it to next year. So it'll be the exact same people we were going to have, the exact same theme, and it will just be next September. But for now, I'm going to turn it over to a recording from Gary Lynn Floyd.
Good morning, Center for Spiritual Living, Eugene, Oregon. My name is Gary Lynn Floyd. So nice to be with you this morning. I wish I could be there in person, but we'll just have to settle for this. Thank you, Linda Finley, for the invite. It's a brand new song off a brand new CD. It's called Lead Me Where I'm Led. I wrote it with my partner, Danny. Hope you enjoy it. I am stable and secure. I surround myself with joy. Take care of my well-being. Cosmic vibes have got me singing. I am stable and secure. I am stable and secure. I surround myself with joy. Take care of my well-being. Cosmic vibes have got me singing. I am stable and secure. From the soles of my feet to the top of my head, yeah. When the flow is complete, I will go where I'm led. Lead me where I'm led. Lead me where I'm led. Lead me where I'm led. Karen says I'm too blessed to be stressed. Eddie says I am the place where God shows up. And Jamie says love is my religion, helps me make my own decision to be stable and secure. From the soles of my feet to the top of my head, yeah. When the flow is complete, I will go where I'm led. Yeah, lead me where I'm led. Lead me where I'm led. I am stable and secure. I surround myself with joy. Take care of my well-being. Cosmic vibes, you got me singing. I am stable and secure. Karen says I'm too blessed to be stressed. Eddie says I am the place where God shows up. Jamie says love is my religion, helps me make my own decision to be stable and secure. From the soles of my feet to the top of my head. Yeah. When the flow is complete, I will go where I'm led. Lead me 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 where I'm led. Love you.
The topic this week is, who are we? I was thinking of the who are you? Who. But this is, who are we? And we're being asked, as we move into the idea of inclusion, to get clear on our identities, to get clear on who we are, both our individual identity and our collective identity. Who I am reflects into who we are, and who we are reflects into who I am. We are inextricably linked. This is what we've been talking about today, is the whole idea that there is only one life, one mind, one source, one supply, one substance, one out of which everything comes. And that one is what we call God, or spirit, or universal mind. In Islam, it is called Allah. In Christianity, we call it the Christ consciousness. It is the one source of everything. And that's what we become. And that's where we are asked to be inclusion in action, because inclusion is meaningless unless we act on it. If I say I'm including you, but I don't, it's not inclusion. We were talking a little last week. Tolerance. You know, I really don't want to be tolerated. I want to be included. I want to be part of things. And so when we look at ourselves as emanations of the divine, what we have to realize is that we are both unique and unified. We are both an individual and collective. One of Emerson's friends, Walt Whitman, wrote a beautiful poem, Song of Myself. And in that, part of the poem is, do I contradict myself? Very well, then I contradict myself. I am large, I contain multitudes. I concentrate towards them that are not. I wait on the doorsill. We focus on what's close to us, but we're always on the threshold of something new. We're always on the threshold of a different way of being. Every moment, we're never ever frozen in time. I've talked a little bit during this time about the books that I've been reading and the idea of the liminal season. Limen comes from an old Latin word meaning doorstone, the slab that used to be on the door. So when you stepped onto the door stone, the limit, before you moved into the room or out of the room. So you were neither in one or the other. You were neither inside or outside. You were neither in this room or that room. You were in the space between. And we've been talking about this time as liminal space. We're in the midst of a pandemic. We're in the midst of a time of being asked to take care of ourselves, to go. We haven't really figured out what it's going to be like in the future, and we're not really able to do what we did in the past, so we're in this space. And the more I explore this, the more I realize every single now moment, every single instant, because the instant that was when I started this sentence no longer exists. And the sentence I'm about to state hasn't been yet. Every single moment is liminal space. I am always living in a place that is neither here nor there. It is only here. It's not the future. It's not the past. It is only now. And so when a big event like this happens, it reminds me, because normally I can behave as though everything is fine and everything's working the way it's supposed to, and the system is good, and I get up in the morning and I make my breakfast and I get dressed and I go to work and I do my thing and I come home and I fix dinner and I watch TV and I do what I do. I go to bed and I think things are normal. And they're not. I'm just moving through moment after moment of space that could at any moment shift under my feet. Quite literally, from an earthquake, from an explosion in the harbor, from a shooting star, from a diagnosis. I never know what's going to happen in the next moment. So the only moment I have is now. Who am I now? Not who was I, not who will I be. Who am I being now? Because that's the only thing I ever have control over, and that's what we teach in this teaching. The only person I can change is me. The only time that I have to do that is now. So I want us to look at the idea of how we are connected to everyone and how the impact of what we do impacts others. I mentioned last week Science Buying magazine, and Tracy Brown in this week's magazine, or in this month, is writing the daily guides, and they are fabulous. And today, Michael and I were just talking about today's before we started here. I want to kind of go over a little bit of what she says. Pandemics, police brutality, protests, homelessness, poverty, discrimination. As long as human beings live, any human being lives with these conditions, I too experience them. If I believe in oneness, it can be no other way. If there is only one source of life and that source has created me, then I am related to every form of life it creates. I am connected to the life of every human being in universal mind. Spirit does not force itself into expression. Spirit depends on each individual to turn toward it, to welcome it, and demonstrate its presence in every condition. Whatever is happening, I'm being called to respond, to act. And I look at who I am, and who am I to do this? Who am I to step up? Who am I to have a solution? Who am I not to? If I see something as a problem, that means through all the things that are going on in the world, the filter of my consciousness, my soul has resonated with that condition and is calling it to my attention. because there must be something that is mine to do. But I'm not enough. I don't know how. I'm scared. How am I supposed to know what to do? I don't have that kind of money. I don't have those kind of resources. I'm not that smart. Those are human excuses coming up. I of myself am nothing, but the Father and I constitute a majority. God and I together constitute a majority. When I know something and begin to act on it, begin to speak about it, what will happen is other people for whom this resonates will be drawn to me. Law of attraction. And together we will come up with ideas that create something, that create a new way of being together. And in our little corner of the world, we do something which matters. It's like the story of the child, the fellow who sees a little boy on the fish, where starfish have been washed up on the shore. And this fellow sees this little boy running up and down the beach, grabbing the starfish and throwing them back into the water. And it's a huge task, and it's one little boy. And the fellow finally, after a while, hollers at the little boy, you can't possibly do anything. You can't really make a difference. And as he's throwing the starfish back, he says, I made a difference for that one. And in making a difference for that one, I make a difference for me. I tell myself a different story of who I am. Because I just did something to change somebody. To make life better for one individual. I can't fix 7 billion people. But I can start where I am. With what I have. And move forward with what I can. This is the truth of this. There's certain places within us we are more able to accept than others. Where I'm able to accept the nice me. I'm not able to accept the hangry me, the me that when you haven't had it, it's late for lunch and you're starting to get testy and something's just getting on your last nerve and you snap at somebody. I don't like that. She's nasty, and I don't want to admit that she's part of who I am. But she's telling me something about myself, that I'm hungry and therefore angry. Angry, we say that. We understand that about ourselves, and yet we beat ourselves up for it. But we're the one who didn't feed us. So what I want us to do is get to the idea that I am whole, perfect, and complete just as I am made. And in my whole, perfect completeness, there are parts of me that need to be owned again. There are parts of me, there's behaviors that I created to help me through troubled times when I was younger. That created a wall, created an armor, created defense for me, created a way for me to be in the world and feel safe. And that danger is gone. That danger's been gone for 20 years. And what I want to do is get rid of that thing. Because I don't think it serves me anymore. But the truth is, I need to embrace it. The truth is, I need to sit it on my lap and talk to it. The truth is, I need to say, honey, what is it you're trying to tell me when you get upset like that? What is it, body, that you're trying to tell me when I hurt like that? What is it you need that I'm not giving? Because when I do that, when I take in the part of myself that isn't pretty, that isn't feeling good, the whole world becomes better. I'm including. That is inclusion in action. I am including the broken, sad little pieces of myself. And when I put them back together, I come back stronger and richer and more beautiful. I've forgotten the name for it. It just flashed in my head as I was talking. That Japanese pottery where they mend the cracks with gold. It's not, the idea is not to hide the crack that it was ever broken. The idea is to show where it was broken and make it beautiful. What if we did that with ourselves? What if we did that with our souls? What if we allowed ourselves to embrace the parts that we'd rather repress? I talked a little bit ago about Gary Lynn Floyd and our conference that was going to be this September and is going to be next September of 2021. Mark your calendars. We'll get a date as soon as we know the Ducks football schedule. But we will. Our theme is based on a song by a beautiful woman in Texas by the name of Kit Holmes, who will be here with us for it. It's who we've come here to be. Who we've come here to be. We need to focus on who we've come here to be and all the ways we put things together to do that. I'd like us, it talks about in various holy books how the teacher goes away into the desert, into the cave to pray, to discover what it is that is theirs to do. And I would like us to take this time where we're being given time where we're supposed to be kind of at home, isolating. What if we use that time to get better acquainted with ourselves? What if we used our time to figure out more of who we are? There's a piece by Howard Thurman, a 20th century Black theologian who's brilliant. And we're going to do the rest of the service as kind of a meditation. I want you to just get comfortable. And if you've got anything else going on, turn it off so you can hear these words. The name of this piece is The Sound of the Genuine in You. There is something in every one of you that waits, listens for the genuine in yourself. And if you cannot hear it, you will never find whatever it is for which you are searching. And if you hear it and then do not follow it, it was better that you had never been born. You are the only you that has ever lived. I'm going to repeat that line. You are the only you that has ever lived. Your idiom is the only idiom of its kind in all the existences. And if you cannot hear the sound of the genuine in you, you will all of your life spend your days on the end of strings that somebody else pulls. There is in you something that waits and listens for the sound of the genuine in yourself. And sometimes there is so much traffic going on in your minds, so many different kinds of signals, so many vast impulses floating through your organism that go back thousands of generations long, thousands of generations long before you were ever even a thought in the mind of creation. and you are buffeted by these. And in the midst of all of this, you have got to find out what your name is. Who are you? How does the sound of the genuine come through you? The sound of the genuine is flowing through you. Don't be so deceived and thrown off by all the noises that are part even of your dreams and your ambitions, that you don't hear the sound of the genuine in you. Because that is the only true guide that you will ever have. And if you don't have that, you don't have a thing. You may be famous. You may be whatever the other ideals are, which are a part of this generation. But you know that you don't have the foggiest notion of who you are, where you are going, what you want. Cultivate the discipline of listening to the sound of the genuine in yourself. We are called to listen, to be led, Gary's song said, to be moved in the truth of who you are. The you that is the only you that ever has existed and ever will exist. To listen for that. And Mark Nepo has an exercise for us. Sit quietly and consider the many selves you have been, many roles you have played, the many ways you have been you. As you breathe evenly, consider how the new self has always been growing underneath the old. Each new version of you is gestating as you are living one of your lives. Now close your eyes and meditate on the newness growing within you right now. As you breathe steadily, relax your grip on the habits of your mind that could possibly be blocking your growth. There is only one of us, each one, at all times, growing, becoming, evolving. I am not the child I was at my grandparents' farm in Nebraska. I'm not the little girl growing up in Lindsay. I'm not the woman in Visalia. I'm not any of the people, and yet they still dwell in me and are the bricks and mortar of who I am today. And who I am today is the bricks and mortar of who I am becoming. I don't care if you're 18 years old or 98 years old or 108 years old. There is still a becoming happening within each of us. We are intricately connected to one another. And what happens to any one of us is happening to each of us. When I was in high school in Job's Daughters, we learned the song No Man is an Island, and we sang it here sometimes. I changed it to No One is an Island. We sang it as a congregational song a few times, but it's No One is an Island. It's on John Donne's poem. No one stands alone. Each one's joy is joy to me, and each one's grief is my own. We need one another. So I will defend each one as my brother. Each one is my friend. We're being called to include all parts of ourselves, all parts of each other. Being called to do deep, good, spiritual work. Work that will indeed change the world and make it work for everyone. I'm going to call Nancy Fisher back up to do the blessing for the offering and the offering slide up for everyone. And then we'll go right into, after the offering blessing, we'll go right into Gary's second song.
Please know with me, divine love in me blesses and multiplies all that I have and all that I give. These offerings are a blessing to this center, allowing it to continue its good work of inspiring minds, opening hearts, and empowering lives. It is by giving that I receive. And so it is.
Oh, great Spirit of love, giving freely, refusing none. Oh, great Spirit of love, eternal goodness flows like a flood. Oh, great Spirit of love, giving freely, refusing none. Oh, great Spirit of love, eternal goodness flows like a flood. Love is all is love. Join us in singing the music of one and all in one. No greater blessing neath moon and sun. O great Spirit of love, giving freely, refusing none. O great Spirit of love, eternal goodness flows like a flood. Love is all is love. Join us in singing the music of one in all in one. No greater blessing neath moon and sun. No greater blessing. Oh, great Spirit, no greater blessing neath moon and sun. Oh, great Spirit.
I don't know if you could see that clearly, but these are masks that Gary Lynn Floyd not only has incredible music, but he and his partner Danny wrote a beautiful song called Love Cover Me. And they made baseball hats in several colors and masks, I think just in black, but that say Love Cover Me. And they just sent me one as a gift. And so I wanted you to see it. And when you go to their website, GaryLynnFloyd.com, you can order not only some of the fabulous albums, but the hats and the masks. And I can't think of anything I would rather have on a mask than Love Cover Me. It's just perfect. So the only real announcement we have right now is if you go to the Facebook group, CSL Eugene group, there is a sign up for the visioning about the future of our organization, and you can sign up for that. And also, we're going to be having a class, the 50th anniversary, which is we're looking at moving. I'm not sure where and when, but it will be happening somehow. And then I have a class that I am teaching starting in September, creating a new mindset. It's based on, I will go back and do Angela's Me and White Supremacy starts in September. And that's going to be a 14-week book study group. Plus, she's also doing self-mastery, which is going to be on, that's a annual, it's an organizational one. And we're not connecting, so I don't know. I can't get any closer to my router. We're just going to call that the end of the service. I'm just going to be done because it's not working. It stopped. And
I see.
I know you can see, but nothing's happening. So let's just close it. Okay, Me and White Supremacy, which is Angela's local book study, which is being done through Zoom. And then she's also through the home office doing a class called, I'm tired, I can't think of it. Self-mastery. Maybe I should take her class and I would get better. And then I'm teaching the class on creating a new mindset, which is based on, oh, she's also doing a wisdom of your body in October. Okay, so you got a bunch of stuff that's going on that I'm not really even clear on. So there we go. Wear your mask, get your rest, love each other, be careful. Bye.